We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
Good afternoon and welcome to round 10 of the RA MPLSA for 2025 and this clash between Croydon and MetroStars. I am Mark Talbot. I'm flying solo today, so thank you for joining me. And we are going to go through our lineups for this afternoon's clash, starting with the home side Croydon. Number 1, Daniel Margouche. Number 5, Luke Klimek. Number 6, Christopher Vivian. Number 7, Maya Hisamoto. Number 10, Thomas Greco. Number 11, Oscar Slattery. Number 15, James Polly. Number 17, Passia John. Number 18, Jared Brazali. Number 22, Bol Mapor. And number 23, Andre Carl. And on the bench for Croydon today is number 4, Elijah Bojsevsky. Number 9, Santana Bartovsky. Number 12, Luca Trimboli. Number 13, Junior David. Number 20, Alexander Good. And number 21, Matthew Voigt. And your lineup for MetroStars. Number 1, Cody Ostrike. Number 4, Noah McNamara. Number 6, Jackson Fortunato. Number 7, Hamish Gow. Number 8, Christian Satira. Number 9, Owen Windsor. Number 11, Cameron Woodfin. Number 21, Arby Mollis. Number 22, Jackson Walls. Number 23, Scott Nagel. Number 25, Michael Chittadini. And on the bench for MetroStars today is number 12, Jake Porter. Number 17, Thomas Visser. Number 19, Daniel Cavuto. Number 20, Lionel Muhitira. Number 24, Anthony Rapuano. And number 30, Brody Fowler. And your coaches, Croydon is George Sonus and MetroStars Danny Greystone. And in the middle today, your referee, Regis Queffelek, and his two assistants, Alexander Diamond and Judah Tan. As the teams line up in the players' race. And coming into this game, Croydon side that has been a little up and down in recent weeks. 2 losses and 3 wins in the last 5, with the most recent a loss to FK Beergrad in round 9 last week, away from home. And Metro with the same amount of wins, but no losses in their last 5, with a big win over Comets in round 9 last week at home at TK Shutter Reserve. A massive game that was, and I was on that one and watched Metro perform brilliantly, and I can see now Croydon will not want to be seeing that performance this week as the sides walk out, led by their respective captains in Jackson Walls for MetroStars and their home captain and legend of the club, Luke Klimek. There is no other way you could describe Luke Klimek for this club, but a absolute stalwart, leader, legend, and all-round nice guy. As the formalities will get underway with the coin toss very shortly, as we have all the mini roos of Croydon there as well for the walkout. And just a quick one on the league standings, with Metro sitting top on 20 points from 9 games played. Adelaide City in second on 17 points. And there was a game played last night, which was Playford City and Modbury Jets, with Modbury Jets coming away with the 4-2 win, which gives them 10 points and gets them off bottom spot. And the other game played last night was between Campbelltown and Adelaide Croatia Raiders. And that's those results. So thank you to One World Sportal for all your LED and outdoor LED solutions. And with FK Beergrad, not with FK Beergrad, with Croydon. Currently 17 goals for in the league, which is the 4th best in the league, and 18 goals against, which is the 7th best. So not a great goal difference for them, -1 at the moment, whereas Metro a little bit better off at the moment. 22 goals for and 9 against. Only Playford have outscored MetroStars, and they are first, equal with City, with only 9 goals conceded. As players move into position. And there is a change from last week's lineup for Croydon, and that is Martinello is not in the side today. I'm assuming he's injured. He's not on the bench either, and it's allowed Chris Vivian to come in, and he's slotted into the right back role, which has allowed Luke Klimek to move into the midfield as MetroStars get us underway and go forward straight away through Chittadini. And cleared by Croydon early, and McNamara for Metro will pick that up. And both teams will look to line up in a 4-3-3. As Nagel will take the throw on the far side. He goes inside looking for Windsor, who is MetroStars' top goal scorer so far this season, with 7. And here is a chance early. A great save there from Margouche, with Satira finding space in the box to hit that, and hits it very well on his left. And Margouche there up to the task and pushes that over the bar for a corner. So Metro on the front foot very early. Here's Gow. Surrounded by 2 Croydon players in Greco and Passia John. Gow's eventually come away with it, but Regis has found a free kick in there in favour of Croydon. And Margouche, after that fantastic early save, will go across to take this one. Margouche goes long all the way through to Fortunato. Vivian wins that header and forces it over the line, and as to be expected, Polly will line up at left back alongside Bolmapore and Brazali, and at that right back it will be Chris Vivian. Here's Passia John on the right wing for Croydon. Gets down the line, he's faced with Nagel, and Nagel knocks it out for a throw-in. And looks to be Luke Klimek will sit in that Martinello role, in the holding role for Croydon. With Hisimoto and Greco either side of him. Long throw, Passia John wins the flick. Carl gets it goal bound, but an easy take there, foul strike, and he'll look to release and then decides to slow it down. Which leaves for Croydon Andre Carl to be in that 9 role as to be expected. Oscar Slatter and Passia John either side of him. And Oscar Slattery had a fantastic game only a week or two ago. Really was a standout on this wing. As he cuts that one out, here's Hisamoto, plays in Carl. And Walls wins that back, and McNamara cleans up. Goes out to Nagel on the far side. He in turn looks to go long, but that's cut out as well. And here's Vivian inside to Greco. Klimic back out to Vivian. He crosses looking for Carl, but cut out by Walls. And here's Satira, comes away with it through the middle. Able to keep it and find Scott Nagel on the far side. He goes wide again to Windsor, who finds himself in a left wing position at the moment. McNamara. Mollis, who's been fantastic in the middle of the park for Metro for a number of weeks. Built up a great partnership with Hamish Gow. Mishit by Vivian, but falls to Brazzali, and he's able to keep it, and in turn Mapor gets it. He's lost out to Satira, who gives it straight back to Klimic. Klimic then plays Polly, and he goes long looking for Carl, over the Carl, but eventually falls to Passia John. And he's happy to keep the ball and go back to Brazzali. Hisamoto looking for John down the line and finds him. He's able to cross, finds Carl, but then cleared by Walls. Andre Carl unable to bring that under control, and Chitidini does beautifully on the far side, but then loses out to Vivian. And no changes for the Metro side from last week's win, with Nagel on the left-hand side of defence, McNamara and Fortunato, and Jackson Walls on the right-hand side. And that's knocked out by McNamara, and then Hamish Gowan, RB Mollis in the middle of the park with Woodfin just playing in front of them, and then Windsor through the middle, Chitadini on the left-hand side and Satira on the right-hand wing. Here's Vivian for Croydon. He'll look to find John and finds him with the throw. He's kept it in. He's got to cross him, but only out for a goal kick. Nope, did cross the line before he was able to keep it in. It's the throw into Nagel on the far side. Nagel goes long, but clears everyone and goes all the way through to Brazzali, who goes back to Mapor, but he's just knocked that one long. And only as far as Nagel. Nagel's able to bring it down and play in Chitadini, who's able to run. And then cut out by Vivian. Vivian hasn't had much game time in the seniors of late. He has been on the bench a number of times, but not getting on the park. And today he gets his chance. So it'll be a great test for him today against an informed Chitadini. Here's Ostrike for MetroStars. He goes long looking for Chitadini, and Vivian's there to cut that out, but only as far as Cameron Woodfin. He's got some space. He's able to play in Satira on this near side. Satira into the box, cuts it across, but Mapor blocks that one, and it goes out in favour of Slattery, who's able to come away with it. As Croydon look to get forward, they find Hisamoto. He then in turn looks to play Slattery, but Ostrike's there and calms that one, as Croydon are going from right to left of your screen in their traditional white top, red shorts, and Metro in their all black away kit. Here is Woodfin. Satira. Happy to keep the ball. He goes back to Walls, and they'll recycle all the way around through Fortunato, now McNamara. Fortunato just almost caught on the ball there, but come away with it. Mollis does well to find Satira, and Satira is able to run at that back line. He goes wide to Chitadini, sets it up for Gow. Doesn't sit nicely. He's able to get the ball wide to Chitadini, and he looks for Walls. Finds him on this near side, up against Slattery. He'll look to cross, keeps it moving through Woodfin. Woodfin goes in behind. There's Walls, cross. Mapor cuts that one out, falls to Satira. Satira can't find the space, but he finds Mollis. Mollis to Gow. Gow's going to line this up and hits it. He just snatches at it and it goes out for a goal kick. Some early signs there for MetroStars in the positive. There's a couple of shots now at goal. Only the one on target, which Margush was forced into an absolute great save at close quarters. Margush goes wide, finds Polly. Polly in turn looks for Slattery, but it's cut out by MetroStars and Walls comes away with it. Here's McNamara. Goes wide but gives that away to Vivian. And thanks to Sportal, One World LED and Sportal scoreboard, there are some scores from games played last night across the leagues. Here's Hisamoto looking for John in behind McNamara, and John's able to get onto this. He crosses and cut out by Fortunato. Vivian wins that header, but only as far as McNamara. He's able to put his foot on it and settle things down. Here's Mollis. Fortunato. Metro able to move the ball out from the back and into the midfield. Here's Nagel. He goes long, looking for Windsor, but doesn't hit that one right, and it goes all the way through to Margush. And just going back to those scores from last night in the HBG Home State League 2 South, Adelaide Uni 3-0 winners over Titans. Here's Margush. Goes long. One there by Metro, but only as far as Greco, and Greco wins the free kick off Windsor. And in the NPLSA, Campbelltown 2-1 winners over Croatia Raiders. Mowbray Jets 4-2 winners over Playford City. As that's a long ball looking for Slattery in behind Walls, and there's a battle there between the two. And Slattery gets the ball under control and crosses well, but Ostrike is always favoured to take that against the shorter Hisamoto. In the WNPL and WSL Cup that was played last night, Metro United Women's beat Adelaide City Women's 2-0, and Football SA NTC beating Campbelltown 2-1. And there are plenty of games on today as Windsor wins the free kick there from Brazzali. And he felt that one. In the HBG Home State League 1, Adelaide Cobras are playing Salisbury United, Fulham playing South Adelaide, Pontian Eagles against Cove, all kicking off at 3 o'clock. Vipers against Cumberland at 3:30, and the high-flying Sturt Lions against Adelaide Blue Eagles at 5 o'clock. And Adelaide Olympic playing West Adelaide at 6 o'clock in a Greek derby there, which will be fantastic to watch. In the HBG State League 2, Gawler Eagles playing Port Adelaide today at 3. Garn United, Mowbray Vista at 3. Adelaide Atletico playing Northern Demons. Northern Demons travelling down for that one. As McNamara goes long looking for Satira, but cut out by Polly. Slattery knocks it a little bit further, but only as far as Fortunato. A little bit scrappy at the moment, but Greco gets his foot on it, but can't. Hisamoto can't find anyone after that. Here's Woodfin. Elizabeth Grove will take on Salisbury Inter in a twilight game at 5:30. And then the HBG Home State League 2. Noarlunga are playing Adelaide Hills Hawks at 5 o'clock, and Eastern United, who are the high-flying in the South League, are up against Mount Barker at Athelston. Now MPLSA tomorrow. I've got Para Hills. Para Hills were playing FK Beergrad today at 3 o'clock. As Chittadini's offside there. And then tomorrow in the RA MPLSA, Adelaide Comets, they're playing against Burkalla at Mile End, the LJ Hooker Mile End Sports Park. Adelaide United are taking on Adelaide City at the Barossa United Stadium. So they're on their road trip, Mount Barker last week and Barossa this week. And in HBG Home State League 2, Western Strikers are playing Seaford Rangers. So plenty of action this weekend. Margush, he goes long looking for Carl, but cleared by McNamara. Here's Klimek out to Vivian. He looks to cross, gets a deflection, and Almost favours Carl, but cleared by Metro. Here's Greco. Looking for options, and Metro crowd him out, and he's forced to go back. Here's Vivian. Wide to Klimek. Down the line for John, but he can't keep that one in. As we tick over 13 minutes played on the One World LED Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Nagel with a throw on the far side, looking for Woodfin. He keeps it moving through Gow, and Gow's able to start the ball moving to Fortunato, and comes wide again to Jackson Walls. Wearing the armband again today, while Fabian Barbiero is recovering from injury. There's a switch, but Vivian cuts that out. And then weighs up his options and goes back to Brazzali. He in turn goes wide to Passio John, who's dropped deep at the moment. Finds Vivian, does well. And those two play themselves out of some trouble, and John then goes long. But cleaned up by McNamara, and he gets the ball moving through Gow. Here's our strike. Fortunato inside to Mollis, who's able to turn and play forward to Woodfin. Woodfin's met by Mapore, and Mapore's going to win that battle there. Metro surround Greco, and Greco wins the free kick. As Regis calls over Woodfin. To have a quick word. As Croydon captain Luke Klimek will look to take this, and does. Looks for Carl in behind. Finds him well, and Carl unable to hook his boot around that one, just ran out of room in the end, but great opportunity there for Croydon. Metro will look to draw Croydon and then play around them. Here's Fortunato looking for Woodfin, finds him. He in turn finds Wall. Walls goes all the way back, and Mapore has put pressure all the way on, but he's out of position at the moment. Here's Gow, finds Woodfin. That's well played there from Metro to get themselves out of some trouble. Woodfin plenty of time on the ball. He looks to switch and finds Hamish Gow, who's always able to find space on any pitch. Here's Nagel. Gow. McNamara looks in behind for Walls and finds him. Here's Mollis. Finds Nagel on the far side. Nagel in turn looks for Gow, but cut out by Vivian. Here's Greco and Carl playing a little 1-2. Does do well. There's Klimek out to Passio John, but he's dispossessed by Nagel. And Vivian does well to get there again. And the battle between Hisimoto and Cittadini falls in favour of Cittadini. MetroStars come over the throw, and we get the game going again. Walls goes long looking for Satiro, but there's Margouche. Happily takes control of that one. Croydon haven't had the best of records in the past 3 seasons against MetroStars. Croydon have last won this fixture. Here's Satiro, goes wide to Woodfin. And Walls gets it and will happily play back and keep the ball moving. Last time Croydon got the win in this game was back in 2022. And that's in the back there for Windsor. He wins the free kick. And the win came at TK Shutter Reserve. The other good positive result for Croydon was a 2-2 draw in 2023 at TK Shutter Reserve. Here's Chittadini. Him and Avi Mollis not on the same page there, and Chittadini just knocks it through to Margouche in goal. The day that Croydon did win that game. Goal scorer was Dion Kirk, scored a brace where they won 2-1. Here's Fortunato, cuts that out and Carl's onto that, but Ostrike is there to clear. And Dion Kirk now applying his trade in the HBG Home State League 1 with West Adelaide. As Metro tried to get the ball moving quicker than what Regis liked and not from the right spot. In this fixture last year, played in round 17. Metro came away winners 3-2 with Klimek and Carl scoring that day for Croydon, and Chittadini, Woodfin and Gow, every single one of those players all starting here today. Here's Walls, goes long looking for Windsor. Polly clears, but only as far as Woodfin. Woodfin gets past Bolmapore and goes inside. Here's Satira with some space. He's unable to make that work, and Brazzali clears, but only as far as Mollis. Mollis finds Satira, who's able to turn Greco, gets it wide to Woodfin. Woodfin forced a bit wide, but he holds it up. Goes back to Walls, who's able to cross. Cleared by Mapore. Gow can't direct that, header goal bound. Eventually it's cleared by Klimek. A foot race between Slattery and Fortunato, and Fortunato gets there first, but Slattery blocks that one and wins it back eventually. Does very well. He's surrounded by Metro players and eventually wins the throw. Does very well there. As Croydon will slow it down and Polly will step up to take the throw. Polly finds Carl, but his flick is missed and trickles through to Fortunato, goes all the way back to Ostrike. He in turn finds Gow short. Gow's able to turn and play Walls. Walls in turn finds Windsor, who's met by Mapore. Gives it away. He's just filled his calf, and here's Andre Carl through. And Ostrike's off his line really early and does very well to clear that. He read the situation and dealt with it straight away. Ostrike's he's had a really good season, but it's an interesting one because he's got such a good back line. He's not called into action too often, but he's been dealing with everything that comes his way in the first 9 rounds so far, and we're in round 10 today, and he's just continuing that on as Croydon look to go in behind, but Wolves is able to pick that one up. Here's Fortunato. He tries to chip, looking for Gow, but cut out by Greco. Here's Hisimoto. Greco. Goes wide to Slattery. He brings it under control and crosses, and does, but cut out by Walls, and then Ostrike comes through again and deals with that one very well. Croydon have done a great job so far in containing the way Metro played. Like I said last week, they were in some absolute fine form and able to play around Comets and had a 3-0 lead by half-time. Croydon are doing very well in their game plan. George Sonis has set them up to deal with the way that Metro play through the middle, and that's working so far. And they've also had their own half chances. Here's McNamara looking for Sitir in behind, and outdoes him, and Mapore is able to clear. Here's John. Loses out to Nagel and Chittadini. And again, Metro just happy to keep the ball moving through McNamara. Here's Gow. Gow turns away from Greco, but wins the free kick. Gets the ball moving quickly again. Here's Mollis. Here's Gow, able to get in between the lines. He finds Nagel wide, and he's able to cross and does so. Here's Satira, but cut out by Mapor. Great defending there. But in the blink of an eye, Metro can go from just holding the ball to actually in some dangerous positioning. And a good ball in there from Nagel in the end. Led to a ball Mapor with a good clearance, and he was quite happy to see that out for a corner. As the tall timber from Metro step into the box, Cittadini will take this one, right-footed in swinger from the far side. 2 hands up, I'm sure it's going short, and he does. Goes near post, a little flick, and it goes all the way through. McNamara misses the touch, and so does Fortunato. Mapor's able to clear and does. Slattery gets a great touch to go around Woodfin. He's up against Satira. He looks to cross and looking for Hisimoto, but Gow's there. He's able just to nod that back to strike, and Metro keep the ball, but another good opportunity there for Croydon just to put some pressure on Metro and get a fast transition. Wasn't meant to be, but very impressive there from Croydon, who win the ball back high. Here's Greco with some space. Cut out by Woodfin at a stretch and does very well to keep it. It goes all the way back to Ostrike. He in turn looks for Satira, but cut out by Polly. Here's Slattery. Metro come away with it. Here's Satira again, able to run. He then releases Windsor on this near side, just in front of me here. He's up against Mapor. He looks to cut in on his left. Finds Satira in behind with a great little ball. Here's Satira, probably a little bit wider than what he wanted. He crosses into the middle. Hamish Gow meets it and hits it. Blocked by Vivian. Here's Nagel. Gow wide. He looks to cross and does, looking for Windsor. Greco clears. Great opportunity there from Metro and great defensive work there from Croydon yet again to keep them out. Here's Fortunato for MetroStars. McNamara finds Cittadini in between the lines. Can't control that, and Brazzali clears, but Hamish Gow picks it up again. Nagel, Cittadini. He's onside. Met with Vivian. He looks to get line and crosses and does. Falls to Gow on his right. Hits it. And he's pushed that one wide again. Another opportunity there for Gow. He's hit the first one on his left, the second one on his left, that one there on his right. He certainly would have preferred it on his left. He's just snatched a little bit at it and he's forced it wide. But again, Metro applying as much pressure as they can. And Margouche will take the goal kick. He'll go long and does. Looking for Carl, finds him. Carl's able to bring the ball under and find Hisimoto, who looks for John in behind, but yet again there's Ostrike high, able to clean up all the danger and find Woodfin in the process. He finds Satira, and Satira go in turn back to Woodfin. Woodfin with space and time to run with the ball and pick out what he wants to do with it. Cittadini able to get round Vivian for the first time today, then finds Windsor, but he's marshalled by Greco, and Greco wins it. Windsor's not happy about that. Here's Greco again on the ball. He's able to find Hisimoto. Finds Carl. Carl looks for Slattery, but can't find him, and Walls picks that one up, and Metro regain possession. Wallace almost caught there by Carl, but does well. Finds McNamara, who finds Windsor. He's able to bring it under control and play Woodfin. Here's Woodfin. Wide to Jackson Walls. Metro slow it down again. Just keeping the ball moving. Here's Jackson Walls in behind Polly. Great find from McNamara. Cuts inside on his left. He finds Woodfin in the box. He's able to cross, but cut out by Mapor. And out for a throw into MetroStars. As it ticks over to 3 o'clock. All the 3 o'clock fixtures will begin very shortly. Here's Windsor, does very well to get around him, but Mapor cuts it out in the end. They're able to keep it in and find Carl. Carl turns. And he's surrounded by Mollis and Fortunato backing him up. He hasn't got much help up front. And Mollis wins it back quickly. Metro come away with the ball again. Here's Hamish Gow on the ball. As the ball's gone through to Satira, who can't bring that under control, and Polly's able to clear. And as far as Walls and Satira play a 1-2 well. And here's Walls inside to Mollis. Mollis back to Satira. Top of the box. Finds Chittadini inside, a little bit of 1-2s. Some nice combination play, and eventually it falls to Chittadini, who's been flagged offside. It's just not quite working for MetroStars at the moment. Croydon doing very well to contain them at the moment. They're not getting many chances themselves, but they're doing enough. As Margouche goes long, finds a battle between Carl and Fortunato, and the ball falls to Satira. He turns one, but can't turn both, and eventually wins the free kick from Hisimoto. As Metro get the ball moving quickly yet again. Metro happy to keep the ball moving. Fortunato goes long looking for Windsor. You have a willing runner, that is for sure. Here's Gow. Goes wide to Chittadini. Chittadini finds Gow again. Cross, but there's Mapor cut out. Woodfin falls to Woodfin, but Polly does well to block that, and eventually Croydon clear. And John's able to keep that in. And McNamara gets in front of Carl. Chittadini, Gow. Cut out by Klimek. Here's Ostrike for Metro. He goes long looking for Walls. Holds up a little bit. Walls wins the header. Mapor comes through and wins that one for Croydon. Hisimoto inside to Klimek. Klimek goes line looking for Hisimoto, but not quite on the same page as Hisimoto was running inside. Here's Gow. Metro happy to play Ostrike, let him play from the back, and he does. He goes long looking for Satira, but Polly wins that one, and the second ball is won by Metro. He looks, and it's Woodford looking for Windsor, and he gets in here, and he miss-hit that, doesn't hit that well at all. Margouche makes the save. Croydon lucky there to come away with not conceding, as it's a first big chance for Owen Windsor to get on the score sheet, and he, to be honest, fluffed his lines a little, did not hit that well at all, and too straight for Margouche, who happily made the save. As we tick over 31 minutes. And Windsor looking for Woodfin, but Woodfin was well offside and knew that before the ball even went through. Croydon get the ball moving again. Here's Mapor, Greco. Here's Slattery. He's out-muscled by Walls, but ball falls to Satira and wins the throw off Greco. Hamish Gow, time and space to turn, does so and finds Nagel. Nagel in turn goes wider to Chittadini on that far side, up against Vivian, who's kept him pretty quiet this game so far. Inside to Mollis. Keeps the ball moving. Here's Walls. Satira up against Polly. Looks to take him on, gets into the box. Little dink inside, and Margouche is off his line rapidly there and claims that before Woodfin can get an opportunity to shoot. Great pickup for Croydon in securing the services of former A-League goalkeeper Daniel Margouche. It's great to see him back in SA and plying his trade in the local league in the RAA MPLSA for 2025. Here's Brazzali. Looks to play line, but cut out by McNamara. He in turn looks to find Windsor and finds him, but ball's gone out on that far side before McNamara could actually keep it in. Vivian will take the throw on the far side, just weighing up his options. He goes long, looking for Carl, who loses out to Nagel. Nagel wins the header to Fortunato, and Fortunato will happily go back to Ostrike. He in turn comes wide to Satira. Good battle there between Satira and Polly wins that one first. Satira wins the second ball and is surrounded by Croydon players, and Croydon win the throw. Good work there from Croydon. Polly goes inside to Klimek. Mapoor ends up with it, and he goes wide or inside to Brazzali on the right-hand side. Brazzali goes all the way back to Margouche. He weighs up his options. He goes to Brazzali. Brazzali goes long, looking for Carl, but cut out by Fortunato. He finds Chittadini with the head. Metro again happy to keep the ball moving and go back if they need to. Here's Mollis. He looks to find Satira in behind. Forced probably a little bit wider than what he wants to, but he's kept it in. Faced up against Polly, looking to get in the box and does so. Cuts it. That's just behind Chittadini, and Greco's there to pick that one up, and he plays Hisimoto with some space, and he's able to turn. He's looking for options. He's looking for John behind Nagel, but McNamara is there to cut that one out. That goes out for a goal kick. As we get the assistant referee on the far side to fix the corner flag. As it does start to rain here at Regency. It's the first bit of rain Regency's seen since I've been here today. However, it was raining all morning down my way, so I was expecting it to get here at some stage. As Greco wins the free kick. Here goes short, finds Hisimoto, gets the ball moving quickly. Klimek, Hisimoto. He goes wide to Vivian. Weighs up his options and then looks to find Hisimoto but can't. Gow cuts that one out. And Metro get the ball and look to keep it and play. Windsor slips and can't keep that ball, and Croydon come away with it. Mapoor inside to Klimek. Klimek turns Gow very well, finds some space. Look to hit it, but it goes wide to John. Passia John looks to cut in on his left and does, hits it. And it's great effort there from Passia John, and he had Cody Ostrike worried there for a second at his near post as the ball does hit the outside of the side netting, and goal kick for MetroStars, but great opportunity there for Croydon. Unable to make it count, but pressure. Some good pressure there for Croydon on Metro, and they're able to create a chance as Croydon win that throw. Polly with the throw on this near side. Finds Carl. Carl can't find anyone in return, and Metro win the ball back. All the way back to Ostrike, and he in turn goes wide to Nagel. Nagel comes away with it. He goes line to Cittadini. And Mollis back to Ostrike again. Happy to keep Ostrike with the ball at his feet. Happy to use him and play through him when needed. McNamara goes line but cut out by Vivian, and Klimek wins it for Croydon, and Croydon can come away with it. And in turn Polly chooses to keep the ball and goes all the way back to Daniel Margouche. He'll take his time and weigh up his options. He looks for Passier John. About the challenge there with Nagel, and Metro win the second ball and come away with it. Here's McNamara. As we approach 40 minutes, almost at half time, Nagel finds Cittadini. He's met by Brazzali, but Nagel gets the ball into Windsor. Windsor's able to turn, can't get a shot off, cuts it, cleared by Polly only as far as Woodfin. Woodfin finds Satira. Satira in the box, sits one down, hits it, blocked there by Vivian, and should win the goal kick, and does so. Very good cover there from Vivian. And Croydon keep it at 0-0. Great work there from Croydon's defence. Metro managed to get into the box there. Unable to force Margouche into the saves, because Croydon's defence has just been outstanding and blocking every attempt at this moment. I think Margouche only had one save to make, and what a save it was. He goes long looking for Slattery, and Walls wins that one. Eventually Croydon win the second ball. Greco comes away with it. He finds Slattery. In turn he looks for Hisimoto, finds him, but Hisimoto gives that one away on Galza. Even left that one a little bit short. Metro a bit fortunate there. Ostrike goes long looking for Satira. Up against Polly. Polly wins that header, but again Metro win the second ball, which has been probably a key to their game today, is that every time there's a loose ball, Metro seem to be winning it, and it allows them just to keep the ball and keep applying pressure. Woodfin. McNamara looking for Nagel, who finds him, and he flips it around the corner to Cittadini in some space. He's met by Brazzali, cuts inside. He finds Satira, but cleared by Vivian. Out for a corner. Good work there from Metro, and Croydon scrambled a little bit, but they managed to get back. Vivian's had a great game at right-hand side of defence for Croydon this afternoon. As Cittadini will take this one on the far side. Two arms, I'm assuming that's going to be near post, and does. Looks for Walls, who gets the flick. He can't get enough. Here's Satira. Eventually cleared by Brazzali. He goes long looking for Hisimoto. He keeps it in. Met by Woodfin. He goes line for Slattery. He's able to turn inside. Gets past Nagel, but can't beat Woodfin. Polly goes long looking for Slattery with the throw. He's met by two Metro players, and he manages to get the cross. No, go out for a goal kick, but yet again Ostrike there to claim it. But the referee on the far side, Alexander Diamond, able to spot that one going over the line. Mollis looks to spread the play, and does, and finds Nagel in some space. He's able to run with it over the halfway line and gets to Cittadini. Cittadini up against Vivian. He looks to go line, and does. And then cross as well. Finds, looking for Woodfin, and cut out there brilliantly by Polly, and it falls to Walls. He gets inside and goes to Woodfin. Woodfin cross, cleared by Mapoor, and then further by Slattery. Only as far as out for a corner though. Metro just applying the pressure before the half-time break, as we do approach that. We're in the 43rd minute. And this time Hamish Gow will come across to take this one with the left foot. We'll see what his options are. He goes with one hand. So we look at go far post. He does. And that's too far and out for a goal kick on the far side. As Croydon will look to slow this down and see out as much time as they can before the half-time whistle. And there's a quick round the grounds thanks to One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. We have no goals across the game so far. LA Cobras and Salisbury 0-0, Fulham and Panthers 0-0, Ponce and Eagles and the Cove 0-0, and in the Para Hills FKB grade in the RAA MPLSA it is 0-0 after 13 minutes. Margouche goes long, very long, looking for Carl. Carl doesn't win that one, but McNamara does, and Greco picks up the second ball. He's dispossessed by Mollis and Windsor, but gets a foot in and able to get that to Brazali. He goes long, but Passio John was in an offside position. So that will go all the way through to Ostrike, and he'll get Metro moving again. That's left short. Here's Klimek. He's in. And that's a great save from Cody Ostrike. Klimek thought he'd probably put them 1-0 just in before half-time, but Ostrike sticks out a boot and he's able to force that wide for a corner. And as I said, he's in some great form. When he's called upon, he does his job, and that's another example of it there with a great save to keep his side level just before half-time. Hisamoto to take the corner. Right-footed in-swinger. Goes central, cleared by Fortunato. There's a foul in there as well from Croydon. But what an effort that is. What a chance for Croydon. Their first big opportunity for them. Klimek, they win the ball high, and Klimek's left with a 1v1. He's gone to go to Ostrike's right-hand side, but Ostrike with the great save with his foot. Fortunato looks to go long, but knocks that one out. And beautifully caught there on the sidelines by Antonis Pagonis. Cameraman, writer, commentator, he does it all, that man. And he even now catches the ball when it comes to him as well. Polly goes long, finds Slattery. Slattery flicks it on, only as far as McNamara. He goes with a big high boot, up and under. That's eventually goes out, and Polly will take the throw for Croydon. As we do tick into time added. Don't think there'll be too much time, maybe 1 minute of time added. I just saw Regis Quiflick show his assistant referee on the far side a 1, so I'm going to assume that there's only 1 minute of time added. Here's Slattery down the wing, gets a cross in on his left and finds Hisamoto, and Hisamoto's put that over the bar. What an opportunity that was for Croydon, and he was unable to guide it under the bar. Ostrike made himself big, but maybe just did enough to put Hisamoto off to try and go over the top. And Croydon having the better finish to this half in the last few minutes with 2 great opportunities. And that's half-time here at Regency. MetroStars 0, Croydon 0. And what a half that was. With a few chances here and there. Metro, I thought, would probably take the lead with some of their opportunities, but both goalkeepers standing tall today to keep both teams out. Margouche making a couple of great saves and Ostrike making one as well. We're going to take a quick break. Join us on the other side of this half-time break for the second half here at Regency between Croydon Kings and Metro Stars.
over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Hi, Stephen Curry here. Way too many Australians are seriously injured or die on our roads, and everyone has a right to get home safe every day, no exceptions. Let's champion road safety for all our sakes. Remove distractions, keep your phone out of sight, don't speed, drive tired or under the influence, and talk with friends and family about staying safe on the road. For more info, visit the website, take the pledge and wear a yellow ribbon on yourself or your car to show your support. Let's all stay safe out there.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Shot from the edge of the corner of the 18-yard box and look at Gary. Unable to keep that out, and that's gone in at the far post. And he's done so, and he's made it 2-0. Contender for goal of the week. He noticed Magetto off his line, and he's chipped him from about 25 yards out and taken a 2-0 lead.
Hi, Stephen Curry here. Way too many Australians are seriously injured or die on our roads, and everyone has a right to get home safe every day, no exceptions. Let's champion road safety for all our sakes. Remove distractions, keep your phone out of sight, don't speed, drive tired or under the influence, and talk with friends and family about staying safe on the road. For more info, visit the website, take the pledge and wear a yellow ribbon on yourself or your car to show your support. Let's all stay safe out there.
What I'm excited about, like the most, how we can come together, learn about everybody, because we're not the same, but we're somehow the same.
The community came to government to express their concerns about young people. It is our role to listen and it's our role to act.
There's so many kids wanting to play the game from all walks of life.
African Youth Program was established to help Africans through sport, cultural identity, mentorship.
Having a program that's going to target the African children, given it's their sport of choice, presents a huge opportunity to link participation in football with education, which is a perfect thing.
I think the African Youth Program will be a very inclusive program with different teams, different schools coming to play with us.
It's like a very big opportunity to expand skills, knowledge, and in different areas of life.
Most of the kids will grow from this program to be able to become valuable, positive contributors in our society.
Like a voice to be spoken with and not being scared to show your skills.
This empowerment program has many different aspects to it, and of course sport is one of those, but it's actually really about finding your place in the world.
I think everybody's pushing in the one direction to make sure that we can make a real difference.
It's not just a game, it's a very passionate sport that millions of people around the world love to play. That's what football is.
Ryan with the free kick. Hands off Cameron Woodfins. Oh, what a save. What a save by Cody Ostreich.
Lining up. He's sent into the area. And it's great save there from Woodlands. And we'll give another corner in the end, but
have all 3 points tonight. Although, still possible opportunities. Joy King-Burn with the header. And Vaughan, I think, had to make that save.
Hit it and does. And it forces a great save from Magetto there and pushes it wide for a corner.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
Has a little bit of space, takes it down nicely, and plays a nice sweet ball to Millie Scott. Scott on the run now has a shot, and she's beaten her opponent to the far post and opened the scoring for Metro United. Fine goal by Millie Scott, and it's 1-0 in the One World LED Sportal scoreboard. Rushes aside, great, comes out to Hadaj. She finds Mansueto at the far side, she's onside. Nice touch by Mansueto to get past her opponent, she struck that beautifully, and Metro United have got themselves back ahead. After some fine work on the far side of Victoria Mansueto. It's 2-1.
Back to Noto again, just putting a ball into the centre. Could this make it? Number 5! Good save from Lucas.
That ball clipped over from Rojas. The flag has stayed down. Rojas to restore Flinders' lead. Saved. The edge of the penalty area, you would imagine. And the ball might break here. Box! Oh, great save, Jenner. It might still fall for Box.
On the back of the announcement of the celebration of football, MetroStars will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, which will see 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
It can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would the kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here, again, will allow our average parents, supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up and actually take on the team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with MetroStars, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given a professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it, and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
For over 20
And welcome back to Regency for this round 10 RAA MPLSA clash between Croydon and MetroStars, as both teams make their way back onto the park. The score sitting at 0-0 at the moment, thanks to both goalkeepers. Margouche with two vital saves for Croydon and Ostrike with one late in this first half. And Hisamoto with a great opportunity to put over the bar just before the half-time whistle. Both teams just get themselves ready. By the looks of it, no change for either side. Both teams lining up as they finished the second half, the first half, sorry. The players certainly feeling the weather as it is. Very cool, could say cold day here at Regency as the rain comes down. It's probably not noticeable TV, but it certainly is raining here. It's not a downpour, but it's been constant throughout the back end of that first half and certainly through half time. As Regis gives the ball to Croydon, who are now kicking from left to right in their traditional white shirt, red shorts, white socks, and MetroStars kicking from right to left in the all black. As Regis gets us underway in the second half with the blow of his whistle. Just making sure players are on their side of the pitch, and away we go for this second half, all the way back to Margush, who will go long looking for John. Hits it central and Gal wins that one. Rosali wins the header there, and Napor goes all the way back to Daniel Margush in the Croydon goal. He puts it down and goes long looking for Polly on the far side. He's able to bring that under control and turn. Finds Carl inside. Klimek. All the way back to Mapor, who in turn finds Carl. Carl's put under pressure by Mollis, but he does well and finds Brazali. Brazali weighs up his options and finds Hisamoto, but he can't bring it under control. McNamara crowded out by Croydon, and Croydon come away with it. Here's Hisamoto, who's himself is in fine form in front of goal. Here's Hamish Gow, comes away with it. And as far as Brazali wins it and finds Hisamoto. Hisamoto is Croydon's leading goal scorer with 5. Scored an absolute cracking free kick last week against FK Beograd. And he scored a free kick the week before that as well. So his last 2 goals have both been set-piece beauties. Here's Nagel, Cittadini. Unable to turn, but Nagel wins the free kick before there's any advantage. Here's McNamara. He goes long looking for Satira and finds him. He can turn, looks wide, but Polly cuts that out. Polly comes away with it for Croydon. He goes inside looking for Carl, and Carl gets there eventually. Gets past Fortunato, hits it on his left, and a great block there from Fortunato. Polly is happy to see that one go out for a corner and does so. Great opportunity there for Croydon, but Fortunato recovers and gets in a great block. And Hisamoto will go across to take this, and it will allow the Croydon tall timber to come forward in Mapor and Brazali. And they both make their way into the box to join Andre Carl. Here's Hisamoto. One arm up. Looks to go near post. Mapor gets the flick, and there it goes wide. As Nagel's covering that far post, and he's happily watches that one go wide. But great effort there from Croydon, who, as I said, they finished that second half, the first half really well with the 2 real late opportunities through high pressure. Klimek had one, Hisamoto had the other. Ostrike with the save to Klimek, and Hisamoto put his header over the bar. McNamara goes long. Brazali wins that one uncontested, and here's Woodfin for Metro. He comes away with it, does well, gets inside and cut out by Vivian, who's had a great game at right back this afternoon. Here's Passy John looking to go in behind, but only finds McNamara. He plays Nagel. Nagel in turn to Mollis. Back to Nagel. Line to Cittadini. Inside to Nagel. Nagel keeps the ball. Goes all the way back to McNamara. He goes long. Plays away from danger and finds Windsor with a great ball in the end. He in turn finds Woodford, and he keeps it going through Cittadini. Inside to Mollis. Mollis finds Gow in space. He's able to turn and face goal on his left, and he hits it. He's gone wide, just wide of the post. Margush was scrambling for a half a second and then realised where he was, and he was happy to see that one go wide. But Hamish Gow with another opportunity there. All of them outside the box, or from at least distance, and unable to make Margush work on that one. But plenty of space in there for Gow. Margush goes long, and McNamara wins that. Klimek miscues and goes all the way through to Greco, but Ostrike plays high again and knocks out wide. I don't know if Nagel will keep that one in, and he doesn't. Happy to slide almost into the fence. And Vivian will take this just in front of us here. Inside to Hisamoto, who flicks it on to Carl. Carl back to Hisamoto. Weighing up his options, goes to John. John back to Vivian. Vivian inside to Hisamoto. Just outside the box, unable to find John, and Metro come away with it, but Cittadini's unable to keep that one in and finds Antonis Pagonis sitting there again. He's had more touches than I have today. Vivian goes long looking for Carl, but cleared by McNamara. Another throw in for Croydon. He goes long again looking for Carl in the box and finds him. Carl able to hold off McNamara, able to turn, but crowded out by Fortunato in the end, and the ball goes through to Ostrike. He looked to go long, but then he decided against it. He rolls it short to Walls. He looks for Satira and wins the free kick down the line. Walls look to get us underway, goes short, back to Fortunato. He switches to Nagel on this near side. He in turn finds Woodfin forward. Woodfin goes wide to Cittadini, who looks for Gowan behind and finds him. Gowan's able to cross and does so, but too close to Margouche, and Margouche takes that one. And as I was saying, Croydon with Hisamoto as their leading goal scorer. The other one is Passy John on 4 goals. Carl on 3. Trimboli and Slattery both with 2. Martinello with 1 goal. As Hisamoto wins the free kick. Currently sitting 7th in the league on 12 points. Campbelltown win last night really helping their cause, as they were bottom of the table not all that long ago, or down near the bottom, and they've now jumped up to 4th with that win last night. Equal points with Playford, who lost last night against Mowbray, and Mowbray again, they're closing the gap as well. Here's Cittadini, crosses all the way across, and Windsor can't get on the end of it. It flashes across Margouche's goal and all the way through for a goal kick. And Regis has said that that's a corner. Apologies. Croydon must have got a little touch on that one. I couldn't see that from here. But Alex Diamond on the far side seeing that and pointing to a corner. As this time Greco will make his way. Will go short, but Gow on the left. 2 arms up. He goes near post. Flicked on there, falls to McNamara, who hits it, blocked. Mapoor then clears. Only as far as Woodfin. Woodfin, first time volley. And that goes out for a goal kick. As we can do a quick round the grounds after our half-time here, thanks to One World LED and Sportal Scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. It is currently 1-1 between Para Hills and FK Beergrad at the Paddocks. LA Cobblers and Salisbury approaching half-time, still 0-0. Fulham and Panthers. Fulham have taken a 2-1 lead over Panthers there as they approach half-time. All these games will be approaching half-time. Pontian Eagles still 0-0 with the Cove. And a game that's just kicked off at 3:30, so they're only 10 minutes in, is Adelaide Vipers and Cumberland sitting at 0-0 in the HBG Home State League 1. As Metro have the throw on the far side, Walls looking for Windsor, but won by Greco. Greco finds Slattery down the line. He's able to run and does so. He looks to get into the box, gets in there and crosses. And that's blocked by Walls, but goal bound, and another save there by Ostrike. Again called into action, and he's able to force that one out for a corner. But Croydon getting some joy at the moment there. Able to get in behind in their transition. If they're quick enough, they get that opportunity. Hisamoto goes across to take this one on the right, or with his right foot, and Mapoor and Brazzali make their way forward again. One arm. Go near, goes central, and Brazzali gets the head but can't get it goal bound. Paul cleans up. He goes to Hisamoto again. He crosses, looking for John. Cleared by Fortunato. It falls to Klimek, who hits it, and it's just gone wide. Another little deflection there. Forces that out for a corner. Great effort there by Croydon. Really, Croydon just able to put the pressure on at the moment, and Metro unable to clear. Great spell here for Croydon. Can I make it count? Hisamoto. This time he goes short to Greco. Greco looks to cross, but he's blocked by Satira, and it falls to Hisamoto, who unfortunately runs it out of play for a goal kick. But great opportunity there from Klimek, and he did beautifully. He hit it so well and kept it low. Took a deflection and forced it wide as Ostrike was diving that way to make the save. Metro goes short, and then Ostrike is able to go long looking for Walls, but he put that over the Croydon dugout and out for a throw. As Croydon players look to go warm up, Carl wins the flick, Slattery wins the next one. Here's Hisamoto, back to Slattery. Does well, keeps it in. Polly, Greco, flicks it round, Slattery. Slattery gets past Walls. He's able to cross and does so, but he cannot keep that one in, and that'll be a goal kick for MetroStars. Plenty of attacking options on the bench for both teams. If they do decide to go to that bench looking for that attacking spark, Polly wins that header. Greco wins the next one. Likes of Luca Trimboli, David and Bartowski all on the bench for Croydon. You've got Cavuto, Rapuano, Visser and Porter on the bench for Metro. Porter's been coming off the bench a bit, and Visser, I think he was injured. He's back from injury, so he's on the bench. But he started the season on fire. So they've got both teams plenty of attacking options. Here's McNamara. As the rain has stopped, beautiful rainbow across from where I am now, and the sun has actually peeked out through the clouds. So we get these long shadows. Here's Nagel. Here's back to Mollis. Mollis inside to Satira. Satira tries to change, but finds a back heel and cleared by Mapor. Here's Woodfin. Eventually Chittadini comes away with it, and Brazzali wins the free kick from Woodfin. Croydon able to get the ball back and slow it down. Here's McNamara for Metro. Goes across to Fortunato. He in turn looks for Gow behind him, finds him in the box. Here's Gow able to get it back onto his left. He crosses to Woodfin. Woodfin tries to kill that into the corner and sails that one over the bar. Another great opportunity there for Metro, as Margus sprawled himself across, but there was no need in the end as that went high over the bar. Again, some great intelligent running there from Metro's midfielders to create the space and create the opportunities. They're just not clinical at the moment. Here's Gow, wins the second ball. Windsor, Woodfin. Woodfin finds Windsor again. On his left, looks for Gow, but cleared by Vivian. Woodfin gets there before John and finds Chittadini. Chittadini inside to Gow, who tries to flick it on, but Brazzali's there. Here's Mollis for Metro. Surveys his options. Tries to play a 1-2 with Gow, but Croydon come away with it. But Metro win it back. Goes wide. Here's Satira. He looks to get in the box and does. Jinks past two on his left, hits it, and it's taking a deflection, just goes over the bar. Again, Croydon throwing themselves at everything to block those shots, and this one would have had Margus stranded, but he was happy to turn around and see that one go over the bar. Here's Chittadini, will take the corner with his right foot. In swinger. Looks like he's lining up to go short. No, he's going to change his mind. He will look to send this one in. One arm up. from Chiodini, so he'll go near post and does. Cleared by Carl. He'll go out from the other side for a throw. Here's Windsor on the far side on his left. He gets inside to Satira, but cleared by Mapor and then further cleared by Brazzali. Slattery able to bring the ball down and hold off Jackson Walls, and he wins the free kick. He's done well there. He didn't have a lot of support. It was 6 Metro players to the 3 Croydon, and he's done very well to hold up, win the free kick and get his team further afield. We've clicked over the hour mark. Polly goes back to Mapor, and he will come out this side to Brazzali. He in turn goes long looking for John, but he's up against McNamara. There's a good battle there. It falls kindly for MetroStars. Fortunato can't clear that one. Didn't sit nicely for him at all. Here's Slattery, won by up against Walls, goes inside to Hisamoto. Back to Klimek. Klimek outside to Slattery again. Klimek able to find Brazzali, and he's able to come this side and goes wide looking for Vivian, but asking too much of him there, and he's unable to keep that one in. Here's Gow. Able to go back to Ostrike. Ostrike looks for Windsor, and Windsor holds off Mapor, then goes wide to Satira. Satira looking to run at the back line of Croydon and goes wide to Windsor. Windsor onto his left. Cuts inside and beats 2. Looking for the free kick and doesn't get it. Polly wins it. Finds Klimek. Klimek then wins the throw off the Metro midfield. It'll be interesting to see which team, as I mentioned earlier, goes to the bench first. Regis has pulled Slattery there for a shirt pull. Metro get the game underway again. He's allowed the advantage. Gow gets the ball wide. Here's Nagel. Chiodini inside to Nagel. He can't bring it under control, and it goes all the way through to Brazzali, who just hooks that one clear. As we do have half time in all the other 3 o'clock kickoff games. Thanks to One World LED and Sport, a scoreboard for your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Power Hills and FKB grade sitting at 1-1 at half time. Adelaide Cobras and Salisbury 0-0. Fulham 2-1 over Panthers, and Pontian Eagles 0-0 with the Cove. That ball's crossed in, far post, goes all the way through, and Slattery's able to bring that under control. He looks to run it out past Walls, but doesn't succeed, and Walls wins it back for Metro. Here's Fortunato as I just look up and see George Sonis call back one of his subs. He's going to look to make a change. Here's Nagel, great control. Goes inside to Chiodini. Chiodini further inside to Woodfin. Woodfin keeps the ball moving through Fortunato. He looks for Mollis and finds him in some space. Here's Woodfin. Croydon defending in a low block really well, not allowing any space for Metro now. Here's Satira. Goes back to Walls. Here's McNamara. Goes wide to Nagel. Gow able to turn. And he can go backwards to Fortunato. Able to get away from Carl. Here's RB Mollis, goes wide to Satira. Satira up against Polly. Looks to get inside the box and does so. Outside of him, crosses and straight into the side netting. Goal kick. As Croydon will look to make the first change. They've turned to Good to come on. Wait to see who comes off. Looks like they're taking their leading goal scorer, or second leading goal scorer, third leading goal scorer, Andre Carl, number 9. He's making way. We'll see what that means for the way Croydon line up now. Good will go straight on in place of Carl, who's not happy. Didn't get much service today. Margouche goes long. Holds up a little bit in the wind, and Hamish Gale wins the head. Fortunato wins the second one and wins the free kick. So there's still plenty of attacking options for both sides. As McNamara felt that one, and Ostrike's high to clean up and does so. Finds Fortunato, and Good's not going to give that one up and doesn't. Windsor holds off Croydon, but only so many players, and eventually the ball falls to Klimek. He looks to play Good in behind, but Fortunato's leading that foot race, and he knocks it out for a throw in on the far side. Good pressure from Croydon in the middle of the park to win that ball back, and we're just having a chat with Noah McNamara here. Didn't like the words said. Polly will take this throw. Goes short to Klimek. He looks to find Slatter and does, and he looks for Polly. Polly wins it and crosses, and is cleared by Fortunato with Hisamoto coming in behind. So very well timed there, and Klimek wins that tackle. And then unfortunately runs out of room and gives away the throw. Satira takes it quickly and gets the ball moving again for Metro. Here's McNamara. Goes long, but cut out by Vivian. He finds Klimek, and Mollis is in the back, and he says play on. Here's Cittadini able to come away with it in some space in the middle of the park. He's got one wide of him. Finds Woodfin inside. Woodfin with a great goal there from Cam Woodfin. The little touch to beat the defender, and the volley into the far post. Croydon can certainly feel it. I think they're certainly unsure of that with what they thought was a free kick earlier in the play. Regis allowed the game to flow. A great ball inside, and Brazzali's just been booked as well there for speaking his mind to Regis. Certainly didn't agree with that. And it's taken some real quality to beat Margouche, and that was real quality there from Cam Woodfin with the little touch to set it up around the defender. And then the volley into the far corner. Margouche, unfortunately for him, had no chance in saving that at all, as Metro take the lead 1-0 in the 68th minute. Up until then, Croydon have been doing well, holding them out. They've had their own chances, so they're certainly not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination, and can certainly turn this around. Hamish Gow knocks out long, looking for Woodfin. Brazzali wins the first ball and then clears. Passy John's not going to be able to keep that in, and goes out for a throw. McNamara finds Woodfin. Woodfin with a little flick to find Cittadini down this left-hand side, and finds him. He cuts inside into the box, met by Vivian, and he wins the tackle. And then Brazzali happy to put his foot through that and clear that one. But what a finish that was from Cam Woodfin. He makes those runs, and he finds space where there isn't a lot of space. He had to beat the player before he was able to shoot. The ref's called handball on Windsor there. And he finished beautifully with that top corner. Margouche gets the ball rolling and finds Klimek. He in turn outside to Mapor. As Croydon win the free kick and get the ball moving quickly. Klimek, Brazzali finds Good. He in turn looks for Vivian, but cut out by Nagel, and Cittadini's now got some space. Nagel felt that one as he went down, and here's Windsor able to cross, looking for Woodfin, but just ahead of him, and he can't quite get a foot on it, and it sails out for a goal kick on that far side. But able to turn defence into attack really quickly there for MetroStars. And great play there from Hisamoto to beat Satira, and finds Polly on the outside. He looks for Good in behind, finds Good. He's able to get through, and Fortunato happy just to see that one out for a corner. That will allow Croydon to send their big men forward, looking for an equaliser. If they can get one here, only be behind for a short moment of time. As Regis is over to George Sasonis and has booked him for arguing with the assistant referee on the far side. I think he's still feeling aggrieved about the goal. Like I said, looked like Regis was going to pull the free kick and decided to play on in the end. Metro used that to full advantage. Hisamoto will take this corner on the far side. Looks like Metro are going to go to their bench. Looks like Visser is going to come on. Here's Hisamoto with the corner, goes far post. McNamara clears for Metro. Klimek keeps the ball moving, goes to Vivian. Vivian looks to go line, but is only able to knock that out for a goal kick. As Metro do go to their bench. It looks to be Satira making way for Metro as he comes off on this near side. And Visser will come on. Just like for like swap onto that right hand side. And good shift there by Satira, who's only been back from injury for a couple of weeks. Nagel still feeling his hamstring on this near side. We'll see how he continues on. As Metro get us underway with the goal kick. Here's Fortunato. Goes long looking for Windsor, but won by Mapor. Second ball by Greco. He's able to move forward and does so very well. Finds Slattery on that far side. Here's Mapor for Croydon. Bizarrely looks to switch. Does so, but only as far as Walls, who can't quite clear it, and here's Klimek. Finds pass here, John. John looks for Vivian on the outside and finds him. Looks to cross and does so, but Cittadini followed him all the way. And Vivian's able to win the corner. Polly will come across this time with that left foot of his to take this one. Be another in-swinger. Goes with one arm up. Goes far post. Looking for Brazzali. Brazzali wins the head back across. And there it is. And it's cleared off the line. No. They cannot get it over the line. Eventually goes out for a goal kick. Brazzali with the win. The first header back into the danger. And then Croydon. 3 players there unable to turn it goal bound. And Ostruck, I think, got a touch in there somewhere. And then eventually cleared off the line. And out for a goal kick. So MetroStars survive once more. Here's Greco. He goes wide to John. Vivian crosses. Ostrike's there. Loses it in the sun. Cleared by Walls, and Woodfin's able to come away with it. And he's got some space. Slattery tracks him back, but he looks for Visser, but can't quite get the ball there, and Mapor clears. Moller settles things down for Metro. And gets the ball moving again. And here's McNamara. Goes past 2 and finds Cittadini on this near side. He beats Vivian probably too easily for Croydon's liking. And here Cittadini lines one up and hits it. And he hits that one very high and over the bar and over the net behind it as well. This is where Cittadini could really attack Vivian. He hasn't had a lot of game minutes in the first team of late. He's been on the bench a lot, but not getting many minutes. So he could be feeling the fitness. Here's passage on with the flick. Good, back to John. Won by Mollis. Regis played on and Croydon come away with it. Here's Slattery. Looks to run at Walls. Goes outside of him is Polly. Polly crosses but doesn't hit that right, and Nagel's able to clear, but only out for a throw-in. As Croydon look to go to their bench, and it is Vivian making way. Put in a great shift today. So he's done excellent up until just when Chittadini beat him there. They are making a double change. It's going to be good. And Passia John making way. Passia John having his high impact influence he had a few weeks ago when he scored 2 off the bench. As Luca Trimboli comes on for Passia John, and he'll come onto this near side. It looks like Junior David coming on in place of Vivian at right back. Let's Croydon get the game moving again with a throw-in. Walls clears for Metro. Down the line. Keeps it in, and Greco wins the throw. He goes inside to Hisamoto, and Polly. Here's good. Hisamoto. Klimek finds Slattery. He's able to find some time and space, but decides not to cross. Goes back to Polly. Polly looking for Klimek, but cleared by Metro. And again, only as far as the throw-in. Metro goes long and finds Woodfin, who's able to flick it on to Windsor. Mapor getting a touch. Here's Visser going long to Windsor, but Mapor clears that one as well. Balls again, Windsor. Crowded out, Windsor throw. As we approach the 80th minute mark, a couple of minutes before 80. Croydon have just over 10 minutes to make something happen. Cleared, only as far as McNamara. Metro keep the ball short. Here's Fortunato. Finds Mollis. Mollis finds Visser on that far right hand side. He's up against Polly. Goes inside to Windsor. Windsor does well to find some space and looks for Chittadini, but that's too narrow, and that goes out for a goal kick, and Margouche gets his hightail on and over to collect that one and get the ball moving again for Croydon. Margouche goes long, looking for Good, but Fortunato wins that, but Good comes away with it in the end and finds Slattery on the far side. Goes line looking for Good. Finds him. He's able to turn inside, but goes back to Slattery. Slattery to Polly. Polly looks to cross and does so. Finds it in there, but cleared by Nagel. Only as far as Slattery. Slattery clips it in, and there's Good. He tries a flick, and that doesn't work, and Ostrike happy to claim that one. Another dangerous ball there for Croydon, but unable to make it count. And that's the risk that Metro takes with all their ball possession and the way they play. They do run the risk of transition. And here's Trimboli, hits it right foot straight at Ostrike. He makes the save. Mistake there from Metro. As Croydon have changed the way they're lining up. They've actually gone to a 4-4-2, trying to get 2 out-and-out strikers higher up. Here's Metro, finds Chittadini. He's faced by David, and he's blocked the cross. Greco's able to clean that up and clear further. Finds Slattery on the far side. He in turn, Greco mishits that. Jackson Walls will take the throw on the far side, but Metro do run that risk of making a mistake at the back when they do play the way they play. Here's Ostrike, does very well. Keeps the ball, keeps it calm. Goes Fortunato who goes long looking for Windsor, and that's a battle between him and Mapor. Mapor wins the header there, but Metro just need to be careful they don't make too many more of those mistakes, because eventually Croydon may punish them. I think if that had fallen to Trimble in his left, that might have been a different story. Croydon have been good on the transition on those. When Metro have made a mistake, they've got a shot on target at least and forced our strike into a couple of saves. Here's Woodfin, brought down by Brazzali. Woodfin asking Regis, I'd assume for a card, but Regis is having none of it. Chittadini will be over the ball here, along with Gow. As Metro look to go to their bench again. It's Porter coming on, and Metro's leading goal scorer in Windsor making way. Put in a shift today, as Porter will probably head on up front or onto the wing. Great pickup for Metro coming across from Adelaide United Youth. And yeah, he'll go straight into that number 9 role. Certainly add a different element to Metro's attack now with some pace. Doesn't have the build of Windsor. Windsor certainly hold the ball up, but Porter will offer a different outlet. Chittadini crosses, looking far post, but cleared by Slattery out for a corner. Looking for Windsor, for Visser at that far post. Hamish Gow, left footer in swinger on the far side. 2 hands. Go near post. Cleared by Klimek. And as far as Chittadini, he's able to keep the ball. He'll go back to Nagel. Nagel then comes this side to Visser. Visser in space. He's able to move and run forward. Finds Woodfin outside of him. He looks to go line, not on the same page, but Visser makes of it and wins it. Here's Woodfin. Inside, but Mapor's there to clear. But doesn't clear properly, and it's only far as Woodfin, and Woodfin looks to take on David down the line, but runs out of space. And a quick One World LED and Sporter scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions check, and FK Beergrove have taken a 2-1 lead over Para Hills in the RAA MPLSA, and Croydon going to their bench again. Oscar Slattery day is over. He's made way. Once I find out who has come on, I'll let you know. And he's come onto this near side, and he's pushed Hisamoto back out onto the other side. Junior David will have the throw. In the defensive area for Croydon. Lapore clears, but only as far as Visser. He beats Junior David. Then runs into Klimek, and Klimek comes away with it. Porter wins it back. Here's Gow, left foot, hits it. Again, Gow hitting early but going wide this time, as he did have Margrush diving to his right. And that changes Bartowski coming on. Nagel wins that. Klimek wins it back for Croydon. Here's Greco. Gow wins it off Greco, and he's able to go forward. Goes wide to Porter, but collected by Polly. Croydon come away with it. Here's Greco. He finds Klimek. Game starting to open up. Here's Klimek. He goes wide to Hisamoto. He looks to take on Walls. Tries to get on his right, goes to his left and crosses, goes to the far post, but that's gone out for a goal kick. Bartowski will come into a 9 role alongside Good. Trimboli will come a little bit wider onto this right-hand side. They are chasing the game as we're in the 85th minute of a game. Only 5+ time added for Croydon to get something out of this game. Only 5+ time added for Metro to hold on. Ostrike goes long. Brazali wins the header. Trimboli wins the second ball, and here's Bartolski. He's able to get past Nagel. He's overhit that pass, and it's all the way through to Ostrike, who will calmly take that one. Ostrike goes short, doesn't quite hit that properly, and it goes to Trimboli. Here's Klimek, cleared by McNamara. He's able to find Cittadini, who's switched sides. He beats Polly. Now he's got space to run and does so. Goes inside to Woodfin. Woodfin challenged there by Bartolski, but given away the free kick. Greco just asking Regis how that one's paid, but not the one that led to the Metro goal. This is very central, about 25 yards, 30 yards out. Regis is highlighting that it is on the whistle. Cittadini and Gow over it. I've seen Gow hit them from this range before and score. Margouche setting up a 4-man wall. And it is Gow goes left foot, but he goes high, and that's over the bar. No trouble there for Margouche at all. He looks to get the game moving again quickly. He'll go long. And does, looking for Bartolski, but McNamara wins that. David competes against Woodfin. Metro come away with it, but Brazali wins it, but then Woodfin's able to put Porter through. Mapoor clears that one out. And he's won a goal kick. Margouche will quickly take this one, get the game underway again. He'll go long. Looking for Good. Good sees that go over his head, and fortunately comes away with it, but can't clear it, and McNamara puts his boot through that one, and that's going to go all the way through for a goal kick for Croydon. As Metro just happy to get the ball as far away from their goal as possible. So Croydon have been dangerous on that transition when they've been able to force Metro into a mistake. But Metro certainly controlling the tempo of the game with the ball at their feet. Woodfin cut out by Mapoor. He finds Klimek. Klimek comes wide to Trimboli. Trimboli inside to Bartolski, but won by Woodfin, and Nagel goes all the way back to Ostrike. Two players from Croydon closing down, but he's happily goes long and finds Woodfin beautifully. Gow. Gow plays one to Mollis and then looks for Woodfin in behind, and he's onside and flagged by the assistant referee on the far side. So it wasn't onside. From where I wasn't sure. As Klimek gets the game going, he goes long looking for Bartolski, but all the way through to Ostrike, who still playing high off his line, and we've got a couple of goals thanks to One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. Thanks to all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. We've had another goal at Para Hills, an FKB grade game, and Para Hills have drawn level to make it 2-2, and we've also got a goal in the Pontian Eagles and Cove, where Cove have taken a 1-0 lead. Here's Klimek for Croydon. Greco, Junior David, he goes line looking for Bartolski. McNamara clears, Nagel picks up the second ball. And it's a yellow card for Bartolski on McNamara. Just a little late there coming through. McNamara feeling the effects of that challenge and requiring a trainer to come on. This will add some time to the game as we almost tick over the 90 minutes. Trainer certainly didn't rush on. Certainly took his time getting across. They're just highlighting the fact that he is keeping an eye on the clock. This will be part of the time added. If you're wondering why he hasn't left the pitch, is because Bartowski received the yellow card in that, so therefore he doesn't need to go off the pitch. Ostrike will take this one and look to go long, and does, looking for Woodfin up against Brazali. Brazali wins the head, only inside to Porter. Porter brings it under control. He finds Mollis, and Mollis hits it from a long way out, and down goes Margouche with a great save. Unable to be cleared. Jonathan David only Junior David only as far as Gow, and then the ball runs out of play for a throw in. But great save there from Margouche. RB Mollis in some space, and he's able to hit that one goal bound and put it on target. Margouche was up to the level needed as Regis books Greco there for a challenge. As Cittadini went down under the challenge, and he's back on his feet. As we are in time added, and there's been a few stoppages now, so it'll be interesting to see how much time Regis adds to this game, with Metro leading 1-0 thanks to One World LED Sportal and scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. And Metro will look to run out this game and time waste as much as possible. Gow goes short. He's surrounded by Croydon players, and Metro win the throw. As we've had a goal in the HBG Home State League 1. Salisbury take a 2-0 lead over Cobras as they approach 70 minutes of that game. Nagel goes short to Porter. He's muscled off the ball, and Bartelski comes away and clears it, but only as far as Walls. He's pressured by Good and Hisamoto, but goes long in behind Polly. Polly then clears. Greco's able to clear further. Went one back by Metro though. Here's Visser. Looks to go through, and the ball falls kindly for Metro, but cleared by Polly, and Trimboli gets there first for Croydon. Keeps the ball moving. Klimek. He looks to go line looking for Good, but Good's not watching where the ball is and falls to him kindly in the end. He looks to beat McNamara. Does, crosses. It falls to Trimboli on his left. He turns and hits, and it's straight at Ostrike again. Croydon unable to get past Ostrike at this moment. Can't have too much longer left. We've got 1 minute remaining in this game. And you keep going, the ref, they do signal, and he's signalled one more minute to his assistant referees. So Croydon, it's now or never for them. As Metro come away with the ball. Here's Woodfin. He spreads the play to Cinnadini, who's floated back to this side. He's able to run at David. Guts inside and hits it. And that's looking beautiful. It's actually hit the bar. What an effort that was from Cittadini. Margouche could only stand and watch that one as that killed. And that's the full-time whistle here at Regency, with Croydon unable to turn around their 1-goal deficit as Metro come away with a 1-0 win. Thanks to a beautifully well-taken goal from Cam Woodfin. And Croydon can feel hard done by. They had some opportunities. They just couldn't make them count in the end. as Ostrike keeps his clean sheet through some good goalkeeping and some desperate defending at times. Croydon certainly take a lot away from that game. Some great defending, some great opportunities as well. And that's all from here from Regency. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you flip across now to the Para Hills FK Beer Grade game. And you can listen to David Grant get that game going, as that game's at 2-2 at the moment. Thanks for joining me, and tune in to any of the games this weekend or get out and watch them. I've been your commentator, Mark Talbot. That's all from me, and we'll see you next time.
Mark.
to go up yet, but should be any moment.